everybody, welcome back to CottageBleu. My name is Gabi and today I will walk you through the new health planner that we have available. So what you can see on the screen right now is the standard CB Planner Hub, and I actually created this for myself to have a system where I could track my well-being, my goals, and also plan for life, but without thinking about just tasks and appointments for the sake of having tasks and appointments, but actually to stay aligned with everything that is actually important for me. And what you will get is this little PDF. So you will just download here. You have this add-on available, dated and undated. So when you download it here, there we go. You will go to the Google Drive and you will see there the two available options, dated and undated. I'm going to download the dated one because that's the one that I will eventually use in my own planning system. And I'm going to then import these onto GoodNotes. So we're going to get into our main hub in our CB Planner. You don't necessarily need to have the CB Planner, honestly. If you're using a different planner and just want to use this as an add-on, this will work exactly the same in any digital planner that you're using. So I will just select one of these journal and notebook empty pages that I have, and I will stay right here because now I will need to add this new document. So I'm going to click on import and I'm going to find this PDF that in my case it's saved in this folder. So I will just select the dated one. I will click open and it will import right behind this page that I just had. So now you have notebook number 4 and it's the health planner. If you want to, you can just use this little health planner rectangle, make a screenshot and paste it here. I won't do this now because otherwise this video will be too long, but when I set up my planner for 2024, I will be showing you those things that I like doing. So moving on to the health planner, welcome to it. So this is the hub that the health planner has for itself. So if you ever need to come back to this page, you will just click on this little cross at the top. So if you will be in January, for example, and you need to get back to your index, just click on the cross and you will be back there. If you need to get back to your main hub page, you can just scroll to the sides and get back to it, clicking the other functions that you have in the planner. So now taking you through this, if you download the undated planner here where it says 2024, instead of having the date of the year, you will just have the empty flag. Same here, you won't have the 2024 obviously, but the layout will be exactly the same. So you will have space to track. You can either use this for tracking symptoms or appointments, depending on your health and preferences. This is just a monthly planner, so you don't have any hyperlinks to the actual dates or weeks, but you're welcome to add any templates if you want to create a daily journal or a weekly journal / planner for your health aspect as well. So let me just go back to my main menu. There we go. And there we go. I just wanted to hide that. I am recording this video using just my screen without showing my hands because I found that the last video that I made showing the hub, my hands were a bit all over the place. I do speak a lot with my hands and it's a bit hard to just keep them quiet. So I'm just gonna give it a try and see if this is a better way to show you how to use the hub and the planner, sorry. So you will have all your pages linked to this index, so you have separated columns for your physical pages, your mental pages and your spiritual pages. So that will be here on your left hand side. If you then go to your right hand side, you have your physical, mental and spiritual assessments, and you also have a spot for resources. The reason why I created this is because it's nice for me sometimes, especially coming back to a bit of mental or spiritual health. I don't know if spiritual health is actually the way you will call it, but I did want it to have these 3 aspects in one because that's how I see myself functioning. I know if one of these is not clicking everything kind of falls apart. So that's why I wanted to keep the three of them in the same planner. And I will start showing you the assessment briefly. If you've seen the hub video, you will be aware already how this works. It's basically having this circle that shows you how you're doing on each separate area. In the hub, you have it for your life in general, so you have one that represents your health, and this one is a bit more different aspects of your health, so you have it for physical, and you can not only color the life wheel here, but you can also add details on each individual box. And I try to cover as many aspects as possible, but you have a page 2 for physical as well that is a bit more specific to things that maybe don't apply to you, and you can just easily change the title of your box and change it in your wheel if you want to use something different. And then you have here a spot for the areas that may need urgent attention, or the ones that you spot at the beginning of the year or whenever you set up your planner that you want to focus more on. And for the mental one and the spiritual, you only have one page because there weren't as many aspects that I wanted to cover. If you need more space, just copy this page and put it right behind it, so you will have everything there. And going back to the resources, this is just a spot to then have a place where you can easily access them. I know that sometimes we just go into YouTube or want to find a podcast and we end up listening to music, watching reels, not really doing what we went there to do. So it will be a nice way of having your links already organized, so when you know that you're needing that focus, you can just go to this place, find the links, and just use them like that. So I have one page that is written resources. It could be blogs, it could be books, any written resource that you want to save here. You have also audio resources, again, audiobooks, podcasts. You have one for videos. It could be exercises, it could be just videos of someone giving advice that you find useful, recipes. And you also have one that is for human resources, because sometimes all you need is to call a friend. We have here the physical goals. This is one of the pages that is exactly the same for the 3 areas, and it's exactly the same that you see in the main hub. It's just a place for you to find what is your vision for your specific physical goals, and then what are 3 goals that you want to focus on, and what actions you need to take, and when do you need to take those actions to make that goal happen. So it's a bit following the SMART way of setting goals. And you can also use some inspiration at the bottom. The vision could be something you write, it could be pictures, depending on what is more efficient for you. For me, visual things like pictures, sort of vision boards, are really good. They keep me really entertained. I have to say, I do like switching those up as the months go by. After the physical goals, the next page is a 21-day fitness progress. I don't like challenges. The purpose of this whole planning system was to stop putting pressure to get things done, putting pressure to be or achieve something, but more of just commit to things and prioritize things according to how my life is going and what I want in the big picture, not just a small one. And I thought that a 21-day fitness progress would be a nice way to motivate yourself to just feel better if you are planning or trying to lose weight, or if you want to gain weight, or you just want to get stronger. 21 days is the time that you are expected to build new habits. So that was a bit of the back end of the 21-day progress idea. So you have a space to track your measurements if that's what you want to do. You can track how many days have passed. So this is not necessarily something you need to do at a certain time of the month. You can start any day. And you also have your goals. Again, just to remind yourself why you are tracking a fitness process and stay aligned to it. And you have space to track your habits throughout the 21 days. If that is walking a bit more, drinking more water, if that is eating healthier, stretching, anything that you choose, you can track it down there. And then we move on to this exercise log. I'm not a fan of exercise logs, but I think it could be a good way if you want to have a schedule and you want to commit to working out a certain part of your body, or you're following a certain program. So yeah, I included that there. And then you have a meal plan, very basic: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for the week. And you have a shopping list at the bottom. And then you have a period tracker. Period tracking and syncing has been a very big thing for me this past year, because I noticed my hormones were doing funky stuff, and I don't know, I'm just very into the relationship between your gut and your hormones at the moment. So I wanted to have this space in my planner, and I included this period tracker with the faces on the side, and also you can say what's your cycle length, your period length, and you have a key so you could mark different symptoms with different colors in each box. You also have your cycle syncing page. I didn't want to fill anything with information of any kind because I'm not a doctor, and this is at your own discretion. Honestly, you can do your own research, you can discuss it with your doctor and fill this in based on that conversation. For me, this is a very simple thing to say, okay, based on the different cycle phases, what are my hormones expected to do? What's the mental state that you're normally during that period? What's your body doing? And what you should do to nourish your body? What type of foods you should eat more of or less of to help your body go through that cycle? And what self-care items you can do to just feel great at each stage. And I left a part at the bottom with the best meals, because that will help with your meal prepping as well. And if you want to have any vitamins or any painkillers to help with symptoms, you can also track them down on each column. So you just follow the columns to track and write down the information here. I left these days empty because they vary depending from person to person. They can vary, so you can use this as a guide, but again, just speak with your doctor. If you're using any period tracking app, maybe it will roughly tell you at which stage you tend to be on each phase. But yeah, you do you. And then you have a doctor's visit page. Again, I don't really go to the doctor a lot. Luckily, I don't feel like I need to go to the doctor, but sometimes you just want to keep track, especially if you don't really have doctor appointments often. I tend to have maybe one doctor appointment a year, and that's either a checkup or something that is annoyingly hurting for whatever reason. And then if that pain comes back 5 months later, I will probably not even remember what the doctor said. So it's nice to have a place to just write it down and keep track of it. And you have your symptom tracker, not related necessarily to your cycle, just in general, any symptoms that you want to track for your physical health. And you also have a diary. This will help you probably identify what is triggering that symptom and what you're doing to make it easy if you're finding the reason of it, because normally the symptom is not the problem, it's just a symptom. So it's cool to have this here. And then we move on to the mental health. So all of the pages that you see on this page, at this point, are on this mental area on the left, starting with the goals. You have also a symptom tracker. You have a symptom diary. And I added a mood tracker, so you can also add your moods, because symptoms and moods can be different. And instead of having doctor notes here, I added therapy notes, and this, instead of being 2 columns for 2 different appointments, it's 1 page per session, so you have enough space to do like a brainwash, hopefully you don't do any brainwashing in your therapy. A brainstorm on the right, and then the things that you discuss and what you're working on the left. Then you have your spiritual health assessment. Again, these are all self-assessments, so this is how you see yourself. Please don't, I don't know if I should say this or not. It just feels right to say that you're not meant to self-diagnose yourself with any sort of thing, especially going back to the mental health one. This is just for you to do your own reflection, and then you can discuss it with your therapist, you can discuss it with your doctor, and go from there. So going to the spiritual health, you have again your self-assessment, you have your spiritual goals, and then I added this spread. This is a very weird layout, I think, for other people, but I've used it this year and it really worked. I love journaling, I journal a lot, but if you look at my journals, they are pages and pages and pages long, and sometimes it's just nice to have a spot where you have all the things you're grateful for in one page. And these little squares are very helpful for that, especially in digital planning. You can just write down things with very, very small letters, and then you can just zoom it in and read it perfectly well. And I thought it was a nice layout to combine maybe writing things or using stickers, decorating it, and make it a fun place to come back to whenever you need. Hopefully every day you will come back to it just to remind yourself the things that you have to be grateful for. Similar thing here with I want to do better at, just simple things, brainstorming again, things that you want to do better at. And this is on a spiritual level, but it could be on a general level, how you're handling your relationships, your work, your responsibilities, your joy. You have my prayers. This was a bit of a weird one for me to include because I don't practice any specific religion, and I don't want the word prayer to just come across as a purely religious page, because you could just change this to my wishes or my thoughts for yourself, for others. But yeah, I just called it my prayers because it is a prayer, whether it's religious or not. I think, I'm not sure. Don't hold me accountable on that, please. And then these are the extra pages. So you can find these ones in the templates. And I included these just so you could add them to your monthly plans if you want to. So the one that you just saw now was the weekly self-care, and this is a lovely page to just come to and plan what you're going to do this week. So you have here some ideas of what to do to have a nice and smooth week for yourself. And then you have some workout circles here, so you could assign a color to each of these exercises or resting days, and then just mark. So you have 7 circles here, and you could use a different color to see what you did on each day. Then you can just write one great moment a day. You can track how many glasses of water you had per day. And oh, sorry, I forgot what I did here. And I'm like, how do you track water glasses per day? My idea here was that you will just write the number of water glasses you had per day. Sorry, I glitched myself there. And I can imagine you will probably glitch as well. So we'll need to change that in the upcoming months maybe. But that's it for now. And then you have a sleep tracker, which is very important for your well-being. And also a little bit of a mood tracker there as well. Then the next template is just a simple cross. You could use this to identify important, urgent or not urgent tasks, or anything that you're planning on. Maybe you just want to use it as a journaling bit, and you can just write things on each square on different days. You also have a standard tracker in case the trackers that I included are not enough to track everything that you want. Then you have this one. This is the same layout as the resources, but you could use it for journaling, you could use it for memories or inspiration as well. And you have the same one with some lines in case you actually want to write and not have floating letters all around. And this is also the one that we use for the grateful and improvement pages. And it's a nice way of using it as well for memories, if you will want to include pictures on each square. And that will be it. So it's a very simple planner. You then have your normal, forgot about this. So you have your lined pages, your I was going to skip because I couldn't remember the English word for this. Let's just go to this. Squared. That was easy. Have your dotted pages and your blank ones in case you want to add any of these as well. And down here, I just left this space for annual appointments if there is something that you have scheduled already for the year. So anytime you open your planner, you can easily see that and get that reminder. So that will be it for the planner. I hope you're having a lovely day and thank you so much for being here one more time. I will see you then on my next video. Take care. Bye bye.